Hello, everyone. It is I, Art Deco, back with another episode of Art Deco Opinions. If you don't know what that is, I don't care. Today, we will be reviewing Dragula Titans Season 2, Episode 4, The Nosferatu Beach Party. So, like I said in the previous episode, I'm going to try to focus more on the competition aspect as opposed to all the story and drama, just to keep these videos a little more short and concise, though I'll touch on some of it throughout the video. The fright feat this week was that all the monsters had to eat garlic and drink vampire blood, very similar to Season 4 of Dragula on the Nosferatu Beach Party episode. And JK wins another drinking and eating challenge. JK wins. Big shock. That person is the deep throat diva. And they get a reward where they can save themselves or someone else right before placements. On the runway, category is Nosferatu Beach Party. So first up on the runway, we have Blackberry. I love this look so much. Like, honestly, the 90s inspo, very Baps inspo, I really do love. It's very different from most of the costumes, which were very 60s and 50s inspired, and I just think it was a fun take on the category. The look itself, the bright red, like the Boulay said, stood out so well compared to everyone else who was mostly wearing black. So I think picking a more bold color was amazing. And of course, she looked amazing and sexy and hot. Like, I love Blackberry so much. One thing she does very well is drag. Drag is like, when I think of a drag queen, Blackberry is a drag queen. She has it down. The body down, outfits down, makeup down. Everything's perfect. I was loving it. Next up, we have Eva Destruction. I liked this. This wasn't the craziest outfit. This wasn't my favorite outfit of the night, but it was serviceable. It did exactly what it needed to do. It was a vampire at the beach. The cover-up was cute. The underneath was cute. Her lip sync was amazing. One thing we can count on Eva is always giving a great performance. It just didn't fully stand out to me compared to some of the other looks, both good and bad. Like, she wasn't terrible, she wasn't amazing, she was just good. So yeah, I don't really have much to say on this look. It's a cute look. I do love the glasses though. Now we have Priscilla Chambers. I think this look is cute. I do not understand why she chose Elvis for this challenge. There's probably some really smart, like, knowledge thing I'm just missing out on because I'm, like, stupid. But I just didn't really understand it. But I do really like the look. I like the face on the bodysuit. I like the Elvis. I like all the styling. I think one of my favorite parts was definitely the fact that she had a cigarette as a floaty. I didn't notice it at first, but then I was like, oh, it's a floaty, mostly because the Boulay said. And then I like that she brought the garlic because she doesn't like people. Pretty camp. But overall, I think it was cute. Did it make sense for me? Meh. But it was serviceable, and she did great in the challenge. Next up, we have Cynthia Doll. This is pure camp. She's redoing, it's kind of like the evolution of her alien character from season 5. You know, this big hipped, big tittied creature of the night. I like it for what it is. Was it giving vampire? I don't think so. I think it was giving more fish. But honestly, if Mary Cherry can get away with a fish costume, I think she can get away with a fish costume. The lips were absurd. I think doing a mask like this on a lip sync challenge is something that really held her back from the top. And then also her butt was the lumpiest thing I've ever seen. Like, there was a scene of her twerking and she looked like she was smuggling a TV. But I do support her and I do love her. Yay! Next up, we have Disasterina. So I love Disasterina. Her style is always amazing. Is this look my favorite of hers? No. I think it's serviceable. I think it does what it needs to do, but it doesn't really stand out in the grand scheme of all the other looks. I don't really understand the witch hat. Like, I know, like, obviously, like, beach hats exist, but it kind of gives more witch than beach hat, at least from first glance. And the outfit is fine. I do not understand why you would wear fishnets to the beach. Maybe, I don't know. I've never seen someone wear fishnets to the beach, so I don't really get it. Probably just a stylistic choice, but it didn't really make sense to me. But she looked good. She did well in the performance. I don't really have anything negative to say about it besides what I've already said. Um, she looks good, and I love Disasterina so much, so I don't care. Next up is JK. I love their inspiration for this look. It They said that they were very inspired by like black culture and black themes and black styling, and I loved that take on this vampire challenge. Unfortunately, I do think it was a little misguided in its design. I think there was just too many ideas, like JK said, to the point where I wasn't really getting Nosferatu beach party. Like, I wish there was more beach into it. Like, if they lost the corset and just had the swim shorts on, I think that would have worked a lot better for this. Because who's wearing a corset to the beach? Like, obviously there was people wearing corsets, but that was like an outer corset. Like, you can't wear an outer corset to the beach. I feel like that'd be really uncomfortable. So I just don't think that made sense. I think if it was just swim shorts, like really decked out swim shorts with like chains on it and stuff, and then I'm pretty sure he had chains on. Can't remember. I don't have a picture in front of me, but I just think there was ideas there that were really good, and it just kind of got away from him. But his performance was amazing. So I think that would have saved him from the bottom, but also this episode was a bottom 4, so I don't really think that them using their safety thing was a bad idea, just in case. Next up, we have Sigourney. I think this is cute. I think it does exactly what it is. It's a Nosferatu beach party outfit. It's a beach swimwear set. Is it anything crazy? No. But unfortunately, at this point with Sigourney this season, I'm not really expecting anything crazy, considering nothing she's really done has really gagged me, per se. Besides maybe her gothic wedding. So I'm not like, oh my god, this is crazy. It's so simple. Like, no. I kind of come to expect this from her at this point. So I'm not really mad, but it looks good. It's fitted good. I think she did good in the challenge, so I don't really have any negatives. It's just kind of boring. Next up is Abora. For the look, I really loved the look. I think it was a different take than everybody. It's giving more sailor vibes. I think it was such a cool idea, and then her coming out barefoot with like the nails on her toes, great. And then the makeup and the hair was really good. It gave like, I don't know how to describe it. It was just such a good vibe. The only issue is I wish she did the wig reveal like the Boulay said, because when she took that off, it looked so cool with like just the bald head and the long ears and stuff. I wish we got to see that. Performance was fine. They didn't show her that much. Once again, I think this season is suffering from, they're putting all the performance challenges at the beginning, so it's hard to focus on everybody at once because there's like a million people on stage, and not only that, it's team challenges, so it's not even like they're one by one, they're all together, so you can't really tell who's doing what all the time. But she had some malfunctions, wig snagged on an umbrella, whatever. It's a Bora. We've come to expect it at this point, but I love this so much. Next up is Dahlia Black. I don't enjoy this look that much. Honestly, I think it's very bare bones for the category. Like if I got Nosferatu Beach Party and I was like, okay, I need a look. First thing I do, black swimsuit, bats. Like obviously, duh. Like, it's very whatever. Am I gagged? No. Does she look good in the face? And the headpiece is cute, but the garment's kind of boring as hell. So I would say this was a little unsuccessful considering how good she is at drag and like how good she is at putting together a look. I just think this was a little disappointing, but I think a lot of the stress from the competition is sort of just distracting her, which, I mean, I guess is both her fault and not, but I expect a lot from Dahlia considering how strong she was on her original season, and that this is Titans, so I'd expect you to be stronger on Titans. So it was a little disappointing. Next, we have Jaharia. Now, Jaharia, you have quickly become my favorite of this season. Dare I say in my top 4 when I originally predicted you as first out. You know, every great drag artist has to have a flop week, and unfortunately, this was your flop week. I do not enjoy this at all. I think the inspirations were wrong. I think the design is wrong. I think the color is wrong. I think the fact that you were like, it's a vampire week, I'm gonna put a spider in my head on my head. I think that was wrong. This garment is just not right. I do like the idea of the sheerness and stuff. I think that was a cool design choice. I just think you did it wrong. Like, I would have liked a pop of color, a pop of red. I think that would have really stood, like, made the stand out. And then obviously, don't do spider stuff on a vampire challenge when vampires turn into bats. Just do bat stuff. It may be obvious, but do the obvious sometimes, okay? I love you, Jaharia, and I know you had a hard time this episode, but I want the best from you. So this wasn't great. I don't think she stood out in the performance. I think the nerves got the best of her. So I love you. And finally, we have La Zavaleta. I really enjoyed this. The cover-up's really cute. The underneath is really cute. Obviously, I'm not going to show that because I think my whole YouTube would get banned, and I think YouTube would hunt me down and take my head as a reward. But the underneath was rather blank, but in a cool way. I did like the blankness. I feel they were saying that like it didn't read Nosferatu Beach Party, but I'm like, no, there's nude beaches in the world. Like, maybe this Nosferatu Beach Party was taking place on a nude beach. Like, you don't get it. I saw it. And then she had the sickening, like, wig all the way back here moment. I enjoyed that a lot. Honestly, dare I say, this is Zava's most successful look this season. And it's the one episode she's in the bottom for. I can't believe it. Like, it's just so funny. But I do think that her performance was a little lackluster, and then she fell in the performance, which wasn't really highlighted, but like they played it twice, so obviously I saw it. Now, as for my favorites this week, look-wise, I would definitely have to go with Blackberry. I think Blackberry definitely had one of the best looks of the night. And then my other pick would honestly be Abora. I just think it was so unique in its inspirations, and so like all around the styling was really good. Obviously the performance let her down, but I love this look so much. As for my least favorite this week, I would probably have to give it to Dahlia and Jaharia. Dahlia's isn't like ugly, it's just boring. It's really bland. There's nothing to it. And Jaharia's is one of the worst looks this season, if not like worst looks of Dragula period. And I say that with love, Jaharia. You've been really good all season, but this was just not the week. Now, as for the challenge, I believe Blackberry obviously did the best. And I think Eva did really well in the performance. Other than that, nobody really stood out to me. I think Priscilla's garlic gag was cute. I liked JK's personality in the performance. Like, I think they did really good. I just think this was one of those... It's one of those times, again, where there's so many people on stage, it's hard to focus on everything. And I've watched this episode twice now, and I still couldn't tell you what everyone was doing. It's hard to focus on everybody, but I think a lot of the gags were cool, and I loved the lip syncing from Blackberry and Eva specifically. Now, as for placements, Blackberry won, and I fully agree. I think Eva and Priscilla being in the top is understandable. I think Priscilla had a really unique look, and I think Eva did really well in the lip sync, so I think both of them made sense. And then there was a bottom four of Abora, Zava, Dahlia, and Jaharia, and I think I agree. Honestly, the only one I think could have been low is Abora. I think Zava didn't stand out in the performance at all, so I think that put her in the bottom. I think Jaharia didn't stand out in the performance, and her look was really bad, so that put her in the bottom. I think Dahlia fully faded in the performance, was like dead behind the eyes in the performance, and the look was a little sloppy, so I think she deserved bottom. I think Abora's only struggle was like the wig getting snagged on stuff and not doing a reveal, which, I mean, the reveal was good, but I don't think it took away from anything besides the fact that her team was kind of boring. So I feel like they could have saved Abora, but I think putting her in the bottom was a good choice considering what happens in the challenge. So the extermination challenge is they have to eat blood and guts and all this gross stuff, and I think it was cool as hell. Abora was like, I'm gonna eat everything, even though they were specifically told not to eat everything on the table. I think everyone obviously did it. They were eating it. There's a moment where Zava's like, I've been vegan, but now I'm not because I want to win. And I can't tell if she was referencing Loris or if she was like being genuine, but I laughed. And then Jaharia, that's my girl. I love her. I want her to stay. The episode cuts. We don't see who goes home, but we do see that Abora goes to the hospital because she ate the meat that she wasn't supposed to eat, and she could have gotten really sick. So we'll see what happens next episode about that. As for the drama this episode, once again, it's the Dahlia drama. Everything circling Dahlia, but it starts off with Zava and JK fighting. Well, more like Zava screaming and running out, like literally in the street, running away. And Cynthia goes to console her, which I think is really beautiful. Cynthia's showing like she's like an actual person. This season, like I feel like last season she was there was a lot of fighting but this season she feels more focused on like being a well-rounded person. She has fought before, but I'm really enjoying her this season. Other drama includes after placements, Jaharia runs off set basically, and Cynthia once again consoles her, and one of the Boulets literally comes out and is like, I'm sorry this was so harsh. I know it can be hard to hear this stuff, but you're still amazing. And we've never seen something like this happen on the show, or any show really, where the host literally is behind the scenes with the contestant. I think it was really lovely to see, and it showed that the hosts really do care. And lastly, there is the cauldron where once again everyone's fighting, and it shows that Dahlia basically lied to Zava, thinking that she wasn't mic'd or wasn't on camera, so she couldn't be heard. But she basically says that she was threatened with a mental health check, and that's why she did the stuff she did. But apparently what actually happened is that they were checking in on her saying, does she need a mental health check? Because she was saying she wasn't mentally well. And production and the Boulets call her out on it. And it's basically like, why are you saying this to contestants when that's not the entire story? They basically call her out on lying and tell her like, if she doesn't want to be here, she doesn't have to be here. They're not holding her hostage. So it's a lot this episode. I think it's one of the best episodes in drag reality TV. Now, as for the little showdown, the Hellbound Showdown, I believe it's called. It's Jade Jolie versus Loris, and Jade Jolie comes out on top, which is really lovely for her because this is one of her best looks, and she just got eliminated before this challenge, which sucks because this was literally her best look. And I'm not disappointed, but I'm so sad that Loris isn't going farther because I really love her looks, and I'd really love for her to get a chance to show them off more, but her performance just wasn't it. So I understand why. So with that is the episode. I hope y'all enjoyed. I know this might be a shorter one, but this episode, I don't want to drag it on. My personal thoughts on this episode was that it was one of the best episodes in drag reality TV ever. I think the drama was crazy, and it wasn't that like drama that like icks me like episode 1 where it was just constant drama. It was gross. This drama was like crazy drama, and I love crazy drama. So it was really fun to watch. The challenge was amazing. The looks were all right. There was definitely standouts and then standouts for wrong reasons, but not every week's gonna be crazy like that. Performance was good. I liked the lip sync song. It was fine. Besides that, it was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited for next week. I'm hoping we get a challenge that's not performance based, just because I feel like we've had too many. So I hope we really get a look focused challenge like episode 3. But besides that, that's this episode. I have to go to a drag show. It's Halloween, at least when I'm filming this. I don't have a Halloween costume, so I just decided to look cute. Pictures here, if I decide to put pictures. If there's not pictures, it's because I was lazy. But that's it for this episode. I'll catch y'all later. Bye!